Hello everybody, this is Barrett Matthews of E2E Systems, and welcome to the Employee to Entrepreneur Systematic Success Blueprint. Get your pad and pencil ready. We're going to make sure that we take lots of notes in our workbooks today, aren't we? Yes, we are. Okay, today we're going to be talking about you can be the best boss you ever had. A lot of you are transitioning from that employee role, moving into the world of entrepreneurship. So we want to make sure that you know how to be the best boss for you. How to get more done with less time and less energy. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Of course it does. You want to get more things done, less time and less energy. No one wants to be working and be tired at the end of the day all the time. It happens so often, especially the people who go into the self-employment role. Now, we talked about the cash flow quadrant in another video. What we want to talk about right now is actually moving on into being more of an entrepreneur, being more of a business owner, so you don't have to be tired all the time from doing everything, being the chief of everything. Well, one thing I want you to do is put you in charge. Put yourself in charge. Now, one of the things that people have problems with is the putting themselves in charge is that they don't know what the heck they're doing. You see, if you're working with no purpose, that's a big problem. A lot of people out there they're just going willy-nilly all over the place. They don't know what they're doing. They have no purpose. They have no direction. They don't know what they're doing. Why are you in business? What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Did you have a plan in mind? Did you have an end result in mind? And I say this, you may think that I'm just messing with you, but I'm serious. A lot of people out there don't have any idea why they are doing what they're doing. But someone said to them, you ought to be in business, and they thought, you know what, that's a great idea. I think I'll do that. Or they thought, I'm so sick and tired of this job, I'm gonna go ahead and start my own business. But you have no idea of what business is like. Just because you can bake cakes does not mean you need to have a cake baking business. Does that make sense? Just because you're good at fixing things around the house does not mean you need to have a handyman business. It just means you know how to fix things around the house. Does that make sense? I hope it does. A lot of you are working with no structure, because if you're working with no purpose and no structure, you're really in trouble. Because the structure is what's going to make sure that you can keep things in line for yourself. The structure is what's going to make sure that you have a game plan, to make sure that it stands up on its own. If you have no structure, boy, you don't know what's going to happen to you because there's no foundation. There's nothing that's really going to make sure that things are stable, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have some wobbly days in your business, but you better have a structure in place. And then you have people who are working with no accountability. This is probably the worst one, because if you're working and there's nothing to keep you on track, you will easily go off track. What do I mean by that? Well, see, a lot of people are in business for themselves, and they are not being held to any type of order, any type of structure, any type of accountability as to what they have to get done. If they aren't held to that, then what's going to happen is that they're going to fall back into the old ways that ended up keeping them as an employee. And they're going to have to go back and get a job. And they're going to say, well, you know what? It didn't work out for me. It wasn't for me. No, it's just that you didn't do the work. You see, most people, I want you to listen closer to this. Most people are not self-employed because they know that they would make lousy employees for themselves. I'm going to say that one more time. Most people are not self-employed because they know they would make lousy employees for themselves, because they probably make lousy employees for someone else, okay? That's probably why. So what we want to do is we want to uncover in you your inner CEO. Your inner CEO. You have a CEO inside you that's ready to take that business and grow. You're ready to take that business and make it a conglomerate. You have to tap into that, though. If you don't tap into it, no one else will. Well, let me change that. Someone else will. Your boss will. And they'll have you doing a lot of work and make you feel important around your job, when in actuality, you're just another grunt worker they got doing most of the work that they probably should be doing themselves. Oh, I see some people nodding their heads right now. Yes, that's probably you then, huh? Well, guess what? We're going to help you so that you don't have to be that person and put working for someone else. So what I want you to do, as far as being your inner CEO, is first, I want you to be prepared to ask yourself the tough questions. Ask yourself the tough questions as to why you're doing things. What has to happen? What is my end result? What are my consequences? You need to ask yourself the tough questions that a lot of people don't want to ask themselves. How am I going to make payroll this month? Am I going to make payroll this month? You need to be ready to ask yourself those tough questions. You need to ask yourself, am I failing or am I succeeding? You see, I like to ask people this question when we're dealing with people who are their own boss. Ask yourself this question. If you had to rate yourself, just say just not today, not the month, just about a week, by this week. If you had to rate yourself by this week as an employee, would you be fired or would you give yourself a raise? Just on what you've done this week, would you be fired or would you give yourself a raise? If you were an employee, and in order for your business to succeed, whatever has to be done in your business right now, if you sell widgets, whatever it is, if you were an employee for that company selling widgets, would your production this week get you fired or would it get you a raise? Ask yourself that question. Now, here's the next question. Do you need to change direction? Do you need to change course? Is the direction that you're headed on with your business, is that the direction in which you need to go? Are you on the track to success? Are you on the track to failure? Are you on the track to, I don't know. Because see, my next thing here, this is very important for everyone to understand. If you're in business for yourself, you have to ask yourself, can I delegate? And can I automate? If you're in business and you're the only one doing stuff, it's going to be hard to delegate to yourself. But you can automate. Well, Barrett, what do you mean by automate? What I mean is that you can have your business on autopilot. The first question I ask you in doing that is, do you even have a lead generation system? Do you have a system that's going to actually bring leads into you? If you don't, we need to talk, because you should not be running a business in this century without having a lead generation system. Do you have a way to reach your people? When you have clients out there, just because you don't see them every day does not mean they stop being your clients. You need to have a way to reach them. You need to have a way to gather their information and to reach them, and to always touch your clients. By way of the internet, there's so many things you can do in reaching your clients. You need to have a way to make sure that they can see you via broadcast, via emails, via text message. They need to always know that you're there, and you need to have a viral marketing system. What does that mean, Barrett? What I mean by that is you need to have a system in place that rewards your clients for referring you to other people. Whoa, how's that work, Barrett? Well, once again, we need to talk, but there's a way for you to actually get your clients to refer other people to you without costing you a dime. But unless you invest in your business and know how to do those things, it's not going to happen. So you need to know how to do that, because when you decide to automate your business, you're going to see some things happen. Now, another thing you need to do, I don't want to dismiss delegation. Some of you are not in business for yourself. Some of you have, or by yourself rather. Some of you have employees. And if you have employees, sometimes you're going to have to let go of the reins and let them do the work. You actually have to do that. I know that is one of the hardest things for people to do, because the business is your baby. You love it so much. You don't want to let go. You don't want to have anyone else touch anything. But you're going to have to. You're going to have to teach someone, train someone, and trust someone with your business, with your baby. Yes, you're going to have to do that. Because when you do that, that's when you can start growing. Michael Gerber, who wrote the book, The E-Myth. A lot of you have heard of the E-Myth. One of the things he talks about in the E-Myth is being able to work on your business instead of working in your business. I always use the example of, say, a hairstylist. A hairstylist, as long as they're there doing someone's hair, they are working in their business. When they are able to hire enough stylists to handle all the workload for them, they can get out there and start looking at other locations. They may want to open up 2 or 3 other locations around town, but they can't do it as long as they're doing someone's hair. They have to get out and do that. That's when they can work on their business. So are you able to work on your business, or are you stuck working in your business? When you have enough people that you can trust and you can delegate work to them, you can become someone who can work on your business instead of working in your business. So that's one of the things that you need to do, is be able to delegate and automate. Because when you do that, time is your best friend. Time will be your most precious commodity. Because here's the thing, speaking of commodities, I want you to understand one thing. I asked a group of people a while ago, what is the most priceless commodity on earth? And they talked about gold, they talked about even cell phones and the internet and so forth. No. The most priceless commodity is convenience. Convenience is the most priceless commodity, because guess what? People will pay money for convenience. People will pay big money for convenience. You think about your life on a day-to-day basis. As a matter of fact, one of my good friends, Trevor Otts, he said to me, you go into a grocery store and you're hungry. You want some macaroni and cheese. And you go down the aisle where the pastas are, and you see the mac and cheese there, or the macaroni, and then you see the cheese, and you see the milk and so forth, and you know you got to make some macaroni and cheese. But then you walk down the frozen food section and you see some microwavable macaroni. Excuse my spelling there. Some microwavable macaroni, and you think, hold on. It says put in here for 5 minutes and it's done? Which one are you going to buy? You're going to buy the microwavable macaroni. Why? Because you're hungry. And convenience is what you're going to pay for. This one will cost more than buying these and putting it together. But guess what? You're hungry. Convenience is what you're going to pay for. How many times have you seen someone stand 2 feet away from a TV, stand right in front of the TV with a remote control? Because they don't even want to take the time to reach that TV and change the channel. They'd rather sit there pressing a button and doing it. It's convenience. People will do things for convenience, which makes it the most priceless commodity in the world. You have to make sure that your business is convenient, and if you can provide that not only for your customers, but for your workers, and most importantly, for yourself. Make your business convenient for you. Hire some people, automate some things, and then get yourself a virtual assistant. Get yourself a virtual assistant. There are sites out there where you can actually hire a virtual assistant to do things for you. I have 2 of them. They do different tasks for me. Hire some people to do some work for you. It doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. There are people that will actually work for about $3 an hour. Yes, that's true. There are people who work for $3 an hour. They will handle the things that you don't want to do. You see, when it comes to hiring an assistant, the best way I can think to put it is to get someone to do the things that you don't want to do. We all go through things in our day that, we think, I don't feel like doing that today, and we end up putting them off. We end up making it wait until the end of the week, sometimes the end of the month, sometimes the end of the year. When in actuality, you could have hired someone to do that for you. You could have done that. You could have had someone do it for you. So basically what I'm telling you guys, get yourself a lead generation system. Make sure that you have a system in place where you can automate your business and reach all your clients. Make sure you have a virtual assistant, or you delegate some work to your employees as well, so that time can be your best friend. And see, once you do that, your life will be so much better. You can learn the best way to reach all your goals just by doing that. Because if you're not spending all your time working in your business, you can start not only reach your goals, but you can learn how to reach other goals. You can start aiming higher. And when you start aiming higher, your business grows even more. Now I want you to make sure that you could differentiate when you're starting your business and when you're getting it going, that you could differentiate between what's urgent and what's important. Because the important things you can delegate to other people. The urgent things you may want to handle yourself. But you have to know what's urgent and what's important. And I can't tell you what's urgent and important in your business, but you have to know how to differentiate between the two. Because a lot of times people spend most of their effort putting things into important things and labeling them as urgent. You see, if it can wait until tomorrow and it still will be the same and you will still be in business, then it was important, but it wasn't urgent. If it's going to put you out of business right now, oh, that's urgent. Now, I don't know what those things may be when it comes to your business, but you have to know what those things are. Now, I urge everyone, when you're talking about being the boss, being the best boss for you and taking control of your business, you also want to make sure that you are able to tackle the tough things first. There's an expression that goes along not just in business, but in life, because we all have things that we know we have to get done. You wake up in the morning and you say to yourself, oh, I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Well, there's an expression. It goes, eat the frog. And basically it goes like this. If you had to eat a frog, if that's something you had to do at some point in your day, when would you want to do it? The eat the frog concept basically is telling you, do it now. Get it over with. Do it first thing. Get it over with so you don't have to worry about eating that frog anymore. So if you eat the frog now, it's done. Same thing with you. When there's a task in your day that you know you have to get done, that you don't want to do it first. Now you have the rest of the day and you don't have to stress about that. You don't have to worry about that. Get it over with. Eat the frog first. Now I want you to also only work on things that are specific to you, specific to your business. Don't work on things that have nothing to do with your business and that have nothing to do with your success. And as I mentioned earlier, the things that you don't want to do, assign them to someone else. Assign them. Use the time that you have to finish things that you've started. Use the time, the extra time that you have to work on growing your business, to work on expanding your vision. Because your employees, your virtual assistants, your friends, your families are not going to expand your vision. You have to take the time to do that. And when you do, when you reach those goals, when you have succeeded in what you wanted to accomplish, reward yourself, guys. Reward yourself. Take yourself out to dinner. Take yourself on a mini vacation. Do something fun for yourself. Enjoy your life. You still have your business running, but you've got it set up to where you have people helping you. You have a system. You have automation. You have a virtual assistant. You can take a little time and enjoy yourself. No one's going to kill you if you do. Enjoy yourself a little bit. Take some time to smell the roses, as they say. So guys, as I always say, don't just settle for being awesome. Set your goal to awe them all and take action.